join me in making one of, in my opinion, the coolest recipes from Puerto Rican cuisine. The sofrito is a blend of peppers, onion, garlic, cilantro, and it creates this base that is just wonderful in making stews and soups and rice dishes. Start by removing the skins from your garlic and onion, and you can roughly chop the onion into pieces that will fit inside of your food processor. While I'm doing that, I want to make a quick note about the use of cilantro. If you can find culantro, which is an herb that's basically a cousin to cilantro, go ahead and use some of it. I just couldn't find it today, and so we're leaving it out of the recipe just for accessibility for more people. I also am going to be adding in a spicy pepper, as you can see on the right over there. And that's not necessarily traditional. A lot of Puerto Ricans might call this recaito, and that is just another blend of ingredients similar to sofrito. But I just like to add spicy elements just like my mom used to. So go ahead and process your peppers. Get the stems off, get out all of the seeds, and just chop them roughly. Again, just pieces that are large enough or small enough that will fit entirely into your food processor. It really just depends on the size of the appliance that you're using. So I'm using a green bell pepper and a red bell pepper. But if you can find any kind of sweet peppers at your grocery store, those are really delicious in this recipe. But bell peppers work just great. That's what I usually am only able to find. As for the spicy pepper, again, it's totally optional. You don't have to use it, but if you do, make sure you take off the stem, and you could take off the seeds too if you wanted to reduce the spice level. Next, we're going to go ahead and load all of these ingredients into our food processor. I ended up chopping my onion just a little bit more to make sure that it fit because things were getting pretty packed in here. And finally, on top, I'm going to add a pretty generous handful of fresh cilantro. And here you would add the culantro if you have it. Load it all in there, cover it, and we're going to pulse it, just roughly pulsing it. And I've got this cool gadget on my food processor that lets me stir things around. So if you can do that, that's really helpful. Just continue pulsing until you've got a pretty even consistency, until you don't see any clumps or giant pieces of onion or garlic, just like this. Once you're done, you can go ahead and store it in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. It's really, really wonderful to use, again, in soups or stews. Basically, it just makes an excellent base for any savory dish you would use onions, garlic, or peppers in.